Welcome back to Live from Paris. Time now for Media Watch. And we're going to be looking at Justin Bieber later on. But first, there's a scrap at the top of the opposition UMP party here in France between two rivals to become the party leader. And Nicholas Rushworth is here to tell us more about that, how it's being reported in the papers.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello there.
The social networks have become a battlefield. That, at least, is what the Huffington Post is reporting. Here we can see the battle for the top, not to replace Nicolas Sarkozy, but to fill that power vacuum, which is enormous, the size of Poland, we could say. And what's basically, there's two men involving François Fillon and Jean-François Copé, Jeff Copé. Now, Jeff Copé is the leader at the moment, and Fillon, as we know, is the former prime minister. So there we can see the headline there. Has Copé sort of diddled the UMP account, the UMP, the ruling party, and according to the paper, it's asserted that he has removed any trace of François Fillon. François Fillon isn't being followed on the UMP Twitter, so of course that's making big waves in the French media here. Also, what we've got here is another allegation that Fillon has swiped an old Nicolas Sarkozy campaign Twitter account as well. So there's a war of words and a war of tweets going on there.
OK, this all sounds incredibly childish, I must say. Tell us more about how this is being reported then in Le Monde, is that right?
Le Monde too is taking this story. It's got La bataille Fillon-Copé a déjà commencé. There we can see that story there. The Fillon-Copé battle. Of course, the bid for the leadership to fill that power vacuum is in November, in fact, in the middle of November, and we're actually in July. So it's all becoming before everything is supposed to take place, really, before the official campaigning is taking place. There, just another closer look at the two men there, François Fillon, the Prime Minister, and Jeff Copé. Now, there's a third person in this picture, and that's also being reported today. Alain Juppé will not be a candidate. He's considered to be a strong contender for the UMP top job if Copé and Fillon go into a big scrap about this. Ici, ils vont à la bagarre, which means fighting.
OK. I think people quite like a bit of juicy fighting in politics, though, don't they? Keeps it interesting, at least. Keeps us talking about it anyway. Let's move on to some more normal daily life here in France now. It's affecting thousands and thousands of people across the country. The high school exams, the baccalaureate.
703,000 to be exact. On Friday at 10 o'clock, they'll get their results. And Le Nouvel Obs is covering this on its website, is sort of giving advice to people, most of them teenagers, about should they get it on a mobile phone alert or on the internet, or the classic way of going into the school and finding the results. So, of course, that's taking up some of the interest. There's a teen tension at the moment going on. So, but we do know about one person who's done pretty well in his bag.
And not in France.
In Canada, in fact, and this, as you said in your intro, is Justin Bieber, and here you can see that's being covered in full in the French press. This is Atlantico, and there you can see the headline, Justin Bieber a eu son bac, he got his back. And he, obviously in Canada, it's all slightly earlier. He went to school in Stratford, in Ontario. Now, the question that the French press is asking, how could he possibly have got his back?
Yeah, he is quite busy, it must be said. He's touring a lot, making all those videos.
Yeah,
tweeting.
Tweeting. He's the world's second most tweeted person. 21 million Twitter followers he's got.
I'm very proud to say I'm not one of them, I have to say. I'm probably too old for that. Who is the most followed person on Twitter?
Lady Gaga is miles ahead. Now, Justin Bieber here, he's ahead of Mitt Romney and Barack Obama combined. So I can just, what's going on with Justin Bieber today is here we've got another site, entertainment-wise, there's a bit of a tiff he's had with a DJ, and there we can see a picture of Justin Bieber on a Paris balcony, no less. So the actual figures for Justin are incredible. He has 740 million YouTube visits for his latest record. That is an absolute all-out YouTube record. So.
Well, he started off on the internet as well, didn't he? So he owes it all to the internet. And we've just got time for perhaps a more serious story, coverage of this possible autopsy on Yasser Arafat's remains. Massive story.
Well, this is in slate.fr, and obviously there are dozens of questions being asked now about what may have happened in the events up to November 2004 and during that month when Yasser Arafat died. Now, he died in a military hospital in Clamart, which is just outside Paris, and Slate.fr has a piece, this one, by a doctor who's called Jean-Yves No. And Jean-Yves No is saying that, well, when you go through all the information about the medical records and what the doctor said at the time, they ruled out any possibility of poisoning. And he's saying that what now stands up in Lausanne in Switzerland with the Swiss lab doesn't match with what happened in eight years ago.
I think this one's going to be rolling on for quite some time, isn't it?
He says there is a total contradiction between the medical statements.
OK, and the internet does love a good conspiracy theory, so I'm sure that one will be doing the rounds for some time. Thanks very much, Nick Rushworth with Media Watch. We're going to give you an update now on the best of the rest of the web. No Justin Bieber, I'm afraid, but plenty more news. Take a look.